Hi then guys, welcome to Straz Gaming. I'm Luke. This is episode 4, season 1 of my Motorsport Manager Rise to F1 in my Create a Team save. So I've done a couple of races. This is going to be the end of the first season. It's quite decent, to be honest with you. We're going to finish 10th, which is dead last. That's what they wanted us to do. My job's secure, very secure. Chairman's really happy. So we've done well that way. So this is just going to be the last race, just to see what we do, see what we're going to do. But if we have a look at the calendar, again, we had another kind of poor race, 16th and 19th. It wasn't that poor. It was doing all right. But the last race, Belgium, I believe it is. I think that's what that flag is. I need to learn flags by the looks of things. We managed to just get into the points. Anthony, she pulled out a worldie of a race, to be honest with you. She did one pit stop, managed to conserve her tyres really well, and then, finished 10th. Points. Gomez did finish last, though. Again, I had to do an extra pit stop for him, so he would have been probably up there in the points as well, which is just a bit unlucky. But it is what it is. So we've got in Munich today. Hopefully we'll get a good result at the end of this race. Another points finish would be good, but we're not going to get 9th place unless we finish quite high up in the points. I've got it. Number of contracts running down, so we need to have a quick look at the drivers because the contracts are coming to an end. Let's have a quick look. So renew contract. He's got 1 month left. I may renew both contracts again. Start negotiations. Is he happy? What's he on now? I can't remember what he's on at the minute. 1 month remaining. So cost per race. So he's on 270 odd thousand already. So am I going to have to put him up a little bit? Wages aren't very important to me. So maybe if I just give him... I can't type in. I'll give him one... No, I'll try and give him that equal status. Prefers a short contract. Give him another year. Bonus isn't important. So we'll give that a try and see if he'll come back with that. Faith as well, she's done well. Let's try and renew her contract as well and see what we got on her. Again, she's on a little bit less because she's a bit older, but I'll offer wages aren't important. Fairly important. I'm just going to do equal at the minute. Prefer a longer contract. She is 34. I'm going to offer a medium one just to see how she gets on. Bonus isn't important. That's fine. Hopefully they don't start asking for bonuses and they'll be happy with that. I do need to scout a couple of drivers, maybe to get a decent youngster in for the reserve driver. And then I will look to improve the drivers. But there's no point at the minute because these guys are, if we have a quick look on the home screen, if we have a look, we've got the best 2 drivers in the championship. We just have the worst car on the grid. So, not good. Financially wise, we've still got money in the bank. 2 million. We're getting... not a lot per race at the minute because we've got a lot of wages going out for the pit crew. Cause I've got some new pit crews, but I'll go for it a bit more in depth in the first episode of the new season. We'll go have a look at that. Car wise, I have done a couple of improvements. We have a quick look at, so if we go fit parts, we'll be able to do it this way. So if I go fit parts, click on here. So I've recently just done suspension, which I've given it to Faith. It dramatically improved what it's meant to be. Engine wise, this season I've built 3 new engines. They're all good, to be honest with you. I need to get performance up on hers because obviously it's max performance is 132. We're only performing at 91. But it's first season, the cars ain't going to be great. I'm hoping the end of the season we ended up creating a new car and getting somewhere up there. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we can start battling for points and not finish last. But let's just get in to this race. I'll cut to the qualifying, and we'll just see how we get on at qualifying, guys. So we'll be back in a minute. Right, guys, end of practice. Qualifying's about to start, and we had a good practice, but it's a bit definitely what I'm going to say, not quite right. We 9th and 12th in the practice. A lot of these teams were on wet tyres. We just went out on the dry tyres when it dried up, and hopefully it's not going to rain in the actual race. And come on, I'll get off that. That's done my head in. What have I done now? Anyway, so hopefully it's not going to rain in the race. We've got qualifying next. So fingers crossed it's a dry qualifying. We managed to get the intermediate tyres performance level at one as well. So have a quick look at the weather. Yeah, it's not going to rain, so which is good. So if I click on that, and then we go soft tyres increase, yeah, why not? And then we might as well do the, I don't know, we might as well just click both because it gives you both of them to do, and then that, and there's no point doing that either. So again, intermediate, let's just do that. Car setup wise, we didn't have a great setup with the cars. Okay, so that was okay there, and it's poor now. So probably I need to sort out the speed balance. I didn't bring them a lot. I just kind of left them out to their own devices, and completely forgot about doing the car setup and seeing how we're doing. So I'm going to do a couple of quick changes here. We're going to start off on the soft compounds, get a bit of speed into them. This is the one we did most of the performance in. We've got a 5% plus performance on them, so hopefully their durability is going to last a little bit longer. We can get a few more laps out of them, 10 to 12, 15, 17 on the medium lap. So we'll just see how that goes. So that's that one. So we'll confirm with that. We're qualifying, so as well. None. I don't understand why that's saying none. So use that setup. There we go. That's better. So that's poor. Again, was that okay where it was before? So I definitely got the speed balance wrong. Definitely got that wrong. Let's probably put that there and just see how we go with qualifying. So let's get into qualifying now. Let's take the qualifying. We're most likely going to be finishing down in last place again, but it'd be nice if we can improve a little bit on a qualifying. Just send you out. Go, 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 go. Again, I'm not even going to bother doing the whole warming up thing. I'm just going to let them do it. It's just a bit of a auto on and auto on. I probably should start doing it myself, but there's no point in the minute. I'll probably start doing it as we're slowly getting a bit more competitive. I think if we're more competitive, I think this is going to make more of the difference. But if you look, it's worked well there. Gomez's car. Why am I on like super fast? You guys aren't going to be able to see anything. So yeah, so it was good. And Gomez managed to get his setup to good goods. Anthony was it good and overheating, or the tyres were cold, but I'm sure they'll warm them up. First flying lap though for them. Well, it's still, yeah, it's first flying lap, and hopefully we'll get a good out that. That was a good one coming back in. So far, obviously, that we're going to be top, and we're always one of the first teams out there to get a time on the board, just in case anything does happen. Weather-wise, we need to keep an eye on it. It's going to be sunny for the rest of the day, and with the forecast centre as well, it's so much better now. Obviously, I upgraded got a proper decent forecast centre in, so we can at least see what the weather's going to be like for the whole of the race, and we're not having to worry and try and guess the weather. So we've got 2 minutes left. As long as we're quick and don't change anything, we can get them back out there and maybe get just one more flying lap in, I think. So let's do that. Hopefully it should be on auto anyway. Gomez has had a very good lap. He's in 16th place at the minute. I've seen that. Come on, let's get them gone. Probably sending them out in front of each other right at the same time. It's not going to benefit, especially Gomez. He's going to be stuck behind Anthony, especially if she's on a bit of a slower lap than he is. But again, we don't have time. We need him to get round the track as quick as possible because there's a minute and a half, so that should be fine. They should be able to get a flying lap in. And here they are, side by side racing together. It's not a good idea. Come on, guys, don't crash. And to be honest with you, Gomez pushed Anthony a little bit off the track then. But can Gomez get a good qualifying lap in? Can he keep this 16th place? Can she improve on the 19th? I don't think we will. I think I did hit a bit bad sending them both out at the same time. Probably should have waited 10 seconds or so and sent out another one. But we're going to finish. Where are we going to go? It looks like Gomez, though, not at the back of the grid, which is good. 16th, by the looks of things, unless the cars behind on the qualifying laps are going to overtake. And it looks like they're on green and green, so it depends what's the other two cars behind do. And he's dropped again, and Gomez drops down to 18th, but it's fine. We're not 19th and 20th, we're 18th and 20th, so that's, I was going to say, pretty good qualifying for us. We are slowly improving. Again, I don't really focus on the qualifying trim at the minute in the practice. I just do the race trim, because that's going to be the more important thing. Qualifying wise, at the minute, I'm not that fussed. We'll just get out there, do the qualifying, and then we'll get into the race and see how it is. But it looks like it is raining for the race, which is going to be interesting. It's definitely going to have to be a lot of time management. If we have a look at the weather forecast, it is definitely going to be really wet for the first 8 laps, and then it's going to drop down. So I may start on, well, we're starting on wets, which is quite annoying. So what we're going to do, wet tyres, wear more slowly. We'll do that, and then we're going to give performance race trim. I think I'm going to do a 10% performance increase. We'll do that, and then the soft tyres, intermediate tyres. We'll just see how that goes. And again, intermediate tyres, wear more slowly. So I'll probably click that. And then again, it depends what it's going to be like. Well, it'd be stupid not to do the race trim, to be honest with you. So we'll just do that. They've got the other traits from the race engineers, both for the wet weather tyres. You never know. It'll probably die off when it comes to the end of the race. So we'll just have to see how it goes. So car setup-wise, yes, a few tweaks are made. Now, they're quite happy with that. Driver strategy, we might as well just go all out attack. Again, attack and attack. Just to start this race. Especially with it raining, I think we have a chance of maybe nicking some more points, depending on how we judge the race and how we get the tyre choice correct and all that sort of stuff. So I think definitely intermediate tyres are going to be on later on. We kick off. Gomez, can he get a good start? Anthony is still in last. Gomez, there's not really been much of a change. And who's just gone off? Okay, so Sasha, or whatever her name is, has just gone wide. So that puts Anthony up into 19th place and overtaking Gomez. Now that was a good overtake, but we'll just let them race. I'm just letting them race at the minute. In my mind, they can do what they want if they want to race, because we haven't got a stupidly quick car. I think just letting them battle it out is going to be the best thing. I may have to prioritise one of them when we get further on up. If we can't afford to upgrade both the cars, it'll be more the case of getting all the best parts and giving them to one guy. Well, one driver even. I can't say guy. One driver, and prioritise the one driver to slowly get more points on the board. Or do I do it equally? In my mind, doing it equally is a bit fairer. But whether it will do. But look at these. I'm on attack, and the wearing on these wet tyres are definitely not going down a lot. So I'm just going to stick on attack on these tyres, because it's going to be wet. It's still going to get wetter out there as well, but they're not chewing through as much as I thought. I may drop down. I might put them on push, not going full on attack mode. 16th and 17th we're running in at the minute. Again, they're attacking each other. Anthony's just got another good overtake now, up into 15th place. And now is Gomez going to try and get 16th? And can Anthony, she can't keep it. She's having a right battle here. Tell you what, Anthony is definitely having a good old battle. And 16th, and she's still got it? Yes, she has. Right, so we're looking for the team ahead. Is it Paolo's in front in 15th? Can we attack him? What team is Paolo on? Is he the one that's in front of us? Toda Racing. That's the team in front of us in 9th place. That's the one we want to beat next season. But again, we're looking where Anthony's 16th, 17th. So we are running quite well. We're not running dead last, which is nice to see. We are kind of bottom of the pack and fighting for these positions, which is good. It's probably mainly down because our drivers are really, really good. Let's check this weather out. So it's going to drop down a lot. I think it may stop raining right lap like 19, 20 by the looks of things. But intermediate tyres are definitely going to have to come out, I think. Looking very, very wet, though. Very wet out there. But again, look at our tyre wear. It's pretty decent. So I'm going to drop them down to neutral. There's no point pushing too much on them. Let's try and get to lap like 19 or something. Whether I might try it with Gomez and try and get him to conserve the tyres a little bit better. Maybe, depending on how it is, get him to come in as late as possible. Gomez is dropping down to 19th. He's not doing all that great. And Faith Anthony is just... She's not catching 15th place. Let's put it that way. She's just doing a thing. I think 17th, Aaron behind is catching her. But I think all in all, it's good. Tyre wear is looking similar to what everyone else's tyres look like. With me conserving Gomez's tyres, though, it's definitely gave him some extra oomph. So I'm going to go attack again now on his tyres and just see how it goes. So we're going to get... Yeah, again, we're looking... it might rain for the whole race. So intermediates are definitely going to have to come on at some point. And I just don't want to pit until we have to put the intermediates on. That's all important. If we manage to get it right for when we want to put the intermediate tyres on and don't have to do another stint on the wets, and people are still on the wet tyres, I think then we'll start overtaking them and working our way up the grid. But it all depends on how this race goes. It's lap 7 and things are going all right. So we'll probably just make a little bit of a cut here. And we'll go, I'll come back when it comes to the pit stops, guys. Right, guys, so we are on lap 11. And the track is slowly drying up a little bit. And I think I'm going to bring in Anthony first. And I'm going to try and do the gamble and get her onto the intermediate tyres. They're going to wear more slowly as well. And I'm just going to get her to push that little bit more. The parts are fine. Let's go for a fast pit stop and just see if we can do a very, very good quick pit. So let's just go out there and get her to push a little bit more, and then I'm going to do the same with Gomez, but I'm just going to get him to just push for the next couple of laps and see how it goes. We have had a retirement. Jensen just crashed out. It just caused yellow flags. There was no safety car or anything like that. But again, with getting Gomez to conserve his tyres a little bit more, it's worked a little bit. He can run just that tad bit longer and get that extra lap out of it. But people are coming in for intermediate tyres now. It is definitely looking like it's going to be the time to come out for intermediates. So whether we can get another lap, because it's still a bit wet. So maybe I'm going to get another lap out of these wets for Gomez and then get him to pull in. Maybe we'll say, actually, we don't really want her to push that much on these inters. But they do wear slowly, actually, so we can probably go on push. They do wear a bit slower. So people are pitting. Should I pit him? Or should I get one more lap out of it? I'm going to pit him. How many? 13 laps, 16 to 18. So how many? There's 22 laps remaining. So regardless what we do, we're going to have to do another pit stop. So we'll get him to come in for intermediates and do a fast pit stop, and hopefully it will do all right for him. Gomez, though, he is running up into ninth. So if we have a very good pit stop here, it's gonna definitely do us the world of good. So let's just speed it up a little bit. Let's get him to the pit stop and just see how this goes. So he's coming around the bend now. This is where they're going to be coming into the pits. Right, into the pits now. Car behind didn't actually pit. I thought he was going to. So where's he going to drop down? 14th. Yeah, he's just going to come out in last place again, isn't he, I think. So we've had a good pit stop then, and he's going to come out 18th place. So, again, not terrible. If we have a look at the wet on the track, it's going to be definitely intermediate tyres by the looks of it for the rest of the race. It is just going to keep raining, but it may go back up again towards the last few laps. So it may be wet tyres again. So if we've just got to conserve the tyres a little bit then, and see what the weather's going to be like when it comes to it. There's still a couple of one racer out there on wet tyres, but I'm surely they're going to be coming in pretty soon. And let's drop her down to neutral as well. And even the intermediate tyres do last longer, and she has got that trait where they don't wear as much. So if I could probably drop her down onto conserve for a bit, see how she goes, and I might be able to just push these tyres to the end of the race. It might not work, but I can give it a go, definitely. We're not in the points at the minute, so these are the sort of things I can start to play around with and have a look and experiment and see if it's going to work. It'd be nice if it does. If it does pay off, then yeah, I think it'd be good. 19 laps. I don't think we're going to get 19 laps out of these tyres, but we can give it a good go. If she conserves them well, then it's what we want. And again, could maybe do it with Gomez. I might just get Gomez actually to put his foot down. And we are going to need, by the looks of things, we are going to need wet tyres on the last 2 laps maybe of the race. It looks like it's about going to rain a bit heavier. So I'm going to put Gomez, I'm just going to get him to attack and just go out there and try and gain a couple more positions and just see if we can maybe at the end put him on a wet tyre. And if he comes on with the right tyre, then if he has the right tyre on at the end of the race and everyone's still on intermediates which are wearing, and he comes out on wet tyres which need to be on the track, he may be able to make up a few places. And we're not obviously that far behind, were we? 38 seconds, 45 seconds is behind the leader, which, considering how we've been doing, we are performing a bit better in these conditions. So let's just speed it up a little bit. Let's just get this going. How's she doing? 76% with conserving of these tyres. I think we're going to do all right. So again, guys, I'm just going to do a little cut here. We're going to just get to the point of where pit stops here, or if anything interesting happens. So we'll be back in a second. Right, guys. So what I'm thinking is, we're going to have to make a pit anyway. It is going to be raining near the end of the race. I'm going to pit Anthony now. Get a fresh new lot of tyres on the car. There's 13 laps remaining, so these tyres will last to the end, and we can just push. She's going to have to fix her front wing because it is a bit damaged. So if we do this pit stop now for her, I think other teams around are going to start coming into the pits. Maybe if we get the pit in now and then get her to run to the end of the race on these intermediates, and then just try and keep Gomez out as long as possible on these intermediates, and then do a bit of a very, very quick pit stop just to get the wet tyres in on at the end. Let's see how it goes. Anthony's going to come out. She's going to come out in last place. But now, let's just go push, because everyone else is going to have to pit. We've still got a lap of fuel on there as well. Especially with Anthony as well. We can push him up to attack a little bit more on engine modes, because we've got an extra lap worth of extra lap worth of fuel on board. So it's good. So obviously people are going to have to come into pit. So we have pitted a little bit early, but I think it's all right. I think we've done well with Anthony. She's going to obviously go up. If she has a good couple of out laps, then maybe she can catch up. She's 75 seconds behind the leader, so she's not going to get there. But maybe, I don't know, Gomez kind of territory that we want to catch up there as the leader does come into the pits, and you can see how far behind she is from the leaders. So if she puts in a good couple of laps here, again the fuel, maybe put on overtake mode. Let's just get her to push a little bit more. Again, she's got a green sector there, so she is improving on the guy in front. Again, is in the pits now actually, so she's going to come out. Can she get the place? No, not quite, but she is on attack mode. We could do with her getting in front of this car as quick as possible. And looking how it's going. And again, Gomez is running up in 12th. And I'm trying to get him to hold off going into the pits for another at least 2 laps, maybe. And then get the wet tyre out. And I don't know if it's going to work or not. Gomez is running up into 10th now. So I'm just going to get him to back up a little bit. Try and conserve these tyres a little bit more. I'm going to put that on back medium and stop pushing as much because we do need to get it to the end of the race. So Gomez has dropped down to 11th. 8 laps remaining. Can I get him to wait to put these wets on? Teams behind us, they've all pitted. So Gomez, what, 9th now? Everyone around us has pitted, and I'm gonna have to do the pit now, and I'm gonna just risk it. It's probably not gonna work, but I'm gonna put him on the wets just for that end of that race. It's gonna be the last lap. It's a bold move, a very bold move, and I just don't think the track is gonna get wetter. But we'll give it a go. We'll just see how it works. We can put him back on pushing now. Again, 7 laps remaining. We can probably get Anthony to push a little bit more. So here he is. Gomez coming in for his wet tyres. And he can just push till the end of the race on these wet tyres now. And see how he's going to do. He'll probably moan that he's on the wrong tyre. And he's come out in last place. But again, I'm just reading the weather. Hopefully it starts going up and these wet tyres start to perform. Let's pit for inters. It's damp out here. Yeah. I know. I've got a plan. Gomez. I just don't think it's going to pay off as much as I think it's going to pay off. So we'll definitely have a look to see what's going on here. So come on, how many laps have we got left? We've got 6 laps left. Well, it's going to be 4, isn't it? 5 laps, really. So lap 30 starting. So 5 laps are remaining. We can push on these tyres. He can definitely push on these wets. And it is slowly getting wetter out there now. So fingers crossed. He's 70 per second behind, obviously, first place. So I don't think he's going to catch 10th. What ideally we could do with him catching 10th place in like a lap. And we just need it to get wetter and wetter out there. I just don't think it's going to work. Pace, he's speeding up a little bit. And he's got a bit of fuel on board as well. So 4 laps remaining. Let's just get him to push a little bit more. And get Anthony to push as well. Get her to put a foot down. And I think them tyres will last if we're on full out attack till the end of the race. But I'll just have to keep an eye on it. Again, it is getting wetter out there now. So we should see Gomez's times starting to speed up. And he should start catching at least the guy in front. But I may have given him way too much to do, I think. He's not going to make up these times. I think the intermediates are going to work quite well in this weather. It was just a bit of an experiment just to see what was going to happen. We're going to finish down bottom here. So I think these tyre temps are not right. They're really high. Yes, I know. Again, it's probably managing the tyre temperatures as well. I'm not really doing that in these sort of conditions. Let's just put it down to push a little bit more. Come on. Again, it's wet out there now. It is soaked. So you should see his lap time start improving, and everyone else is not improving that much, especially with 2 laps to go. I can't see anyone coming in for wet tyres. If they do start coming in for wet tyres, that's just going to be ridiculous. You'd think they want to just try and get to the end of the race. I'm still just going to get him to push, though. And how is he doing it? Is he catching 18th place? He's not. Yes, it's definitely time for wet tyres. But it hasn't paid off, really, has it? No, it's definitely not paid off. Last lap starts. Unless people start spinning off, and I can't see it happening. I think if there's a couple more laps to go, then maybe we'll start putting in some good laps, but it just hasn't worked. He's 10 seconds, well, 13 seconds off 18th place. Let's just see if he does get anywhere near on the last lap. So 82. So yeah, it's catching, but not that great. But I think Anthony's, though, is under a bit of pressure to the guy below. It's waiting for 20 cars to finish. 18. So this is the end of the race. The gamble for the wet tyres for Gomez didn't quite pay off. But the race didn't really pay off anyway for us. But at least we didn't finish last with the retirement for Jensen there with the crash out. And we haven't kind of finished like 1-2 at the bottom of the grid, if you know what I mean. Anthony getting 17th. Gomez coming in 19th. We need to do a lot better, I think. Both the drivers have said it. Let's just get on with it now and forget about it, and we need to focus on this new season now. So I'm going to quickly cut to the money screen and just to see how much money we've got in, and then we'll have a quick look at what we're going to get for the end of the season, and I'll probably just do a quick look at the car and start in another episode, or else it's going to just get a little bit too long, these episodes. Right, guys, so this is the money we've got coming in at the end of the race. We had just over £500,000 coming in for race sponsors and all that sort of stuff. And I think that's Formula 1. Who's won that yet? I think Hamilton looks like he's won that this season. Teams-wise, yeah, Mercedes have absolutely run away with it. So this is where we aspire to get to eventually. Don't know how long it's going to take us to get there. But yeah, let's just continue on now. And Formula 3 winner Drivers' Cup. So yeah, we're not on there. So what was it? High Tech GP have won the Drivers' Championship. 3 race wins, 5 podiums. It's the world champion. So yeah, so we've got a lot to do. So winners. Is it Palmer that have won the Constructors? Is this what it is? Team Championship. Yeah, so Palmer wins that. Again, they've got Mick Schumacher. I wonder if he's any relation to Michael Schumacher. So we're going to have... Well, in fact, no, what I'm going to do, I'm going to end this episode here. And then the next episode, we're going to just start off from where we are now. Just do an end-of-season review and see the start of what the new car is going to be like. And then we'll just get straight into the first race after that for the following episode. So I think that's how I'm going to plan this. So, guys, if you've watched this and you've liked this first bit of the new save, the new series on the channel, let me know what you think. Let me know what sort of other games you might want me to play. But yeah, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video, guys, in a bit.